here's what you got. When I go through these houses, I try to look at the houses like one big system. So I just kind of generally scoped everything. Big picture is the house is in good condition, all the major components. I don't think you can have any worries. No sign of structural problems, nothing like that.
Right.
I do see areas to improve, but that's part of my job is to be a student observing where to improve. And those little things that you'll see, just rely on my report to point them out to you.
Okay.
I would do due diligence though, like on the septic and on the well, just because it's probably time, a little bit of the well system, the pressure's a little lower. That could be tweaked. It's not an issue. The water seems fine. The color of the water seems fine, but it can't hurt to have an initial service, make sure they get the pressure up. Personally, I'd probably house the equipment at some point in time.
Right.
It was new, and I understand why it wasn't done because it was brand new stuff. If you go to a lot of the old ones, you'll see they put stuff around
Newer
it.
ones too, they're doing that.
Are they?
Yeah.
So just a recommendation. On the septic system, I would do the same thing, just be due diligence. I think you're gonna look at my report, and my opinion is that you will view this as a pretty good report. And that gives you the green light to like invest in other inspections, and my first recommendation is the septic.
Okay.
Just to do it. That way you get it certified, and then you do it every 3 to 5 years after.
Okay.
Okay, the roof is, I think, in excellent condition. One of the advantages with a roof like this is the ability for it to handle wind. It's a hip-shaped roof, so
Right.
it's a really good roof.
Architectural shingle.
Architectural shingles. I was able to walk, I think the pitch is probably maybe 6'12" pitch, because I walked up there and I thought for a second of not doing it. But I put my foot up there and it felt solid, and I was able to walk on it. You crawl it. It's safer that way.
Yeah.
But if I didn't feel safe, I wouldn't have walked on it. And the fact that I walked on it is a big plus. That means things look like they're wearing pretty normally. And on a roof that's 11 years old, you probably got some 7 to 9, 8 to 10 years left before you really have to start worrying about potential replacement. I crawled through the attic. There's 3 places to enter the attic. I only did 2. One of them, the garage, you can get most of this.
Okay.
And then this other one in that back bedroom, you get the rest. I looked at areas where I know that leaking is problematic with certain designs, and there's no evidence of water penetration whatsoever, not a stain. Wherever you can physically go, like for example, where the front porch is, it's at those areas where the wall meets the roof is notorious for water penetration. I don't see it.
Okay.
Having said that and gone through the attic, I took the wind mitt specification, so when you're moving forward, as you get to that point, just know for $75 later, if they ask you for it, I can produce it. You should save quite a bit of money on
For the insurance? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, with a hip roof, a nailing pattern, and a 6-inch spacing with an 8-penny nail and a single wrap straps, you're going to save a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be very good. Electrically, things checked out mostly good. Little things like putting covers on outlets and stuff like that, you see yourself. When homeowners do electrical wiring themselves, a lot of times it's not done perfectly, and if you own the house, that's fine. But sometimes when you come in as an inspector, you have to point out the thing that might be sticking out. Like where there's some wires that were put in that enter the top of the panel, they're not secured with a grommet or something like that. That's an easy fix, but just one that you should know about in case you get up there and snag yourself on the wire.
Right.
Okay? I'll have that listed in there so that you remember it.
Okay.
Okay, but the equipment is Cutler Hammer. I don't know of any bad problems with Cutler Hammer. It's 200 amp service coming in. They got 4-aught aluminum wiring coming in here. It looks great. Copper branch wiring in the sub panel looks great. Even that little panel over there for the GFI and for the well look great. Other electrical things that I looked at was like the pool equipment. There's a missing dead front cover for a couple of things, like a service disconnect for the AC and for the pool. I'm sure they're floating around somewhere. You would want them back on if you can get them back on. So electrically, I thought you did pretty good. Plumbing, you did good too. I mean, we talked about the well, but interior plumbing, everything checks out. No major issues.
Okay.
Air conditioning, same thing. The equipment is Payne. That's a good product to have. The reason I say it's not because they're the best, but any air conditioning guy has International Comfort products on their truck when you call them an emergency. So if you get a guy out here to fix your AC, he's able to fix it quick. If you buy a train or something like that, you might wait days for parts. So just something, food for thought.
Yeah.
A lot of people try to sell you on some different products. Well, the equipment you can get to fix this particular brand is available. Yeah, for Carrier, Payne, or Bryant, or what have you. But anyway, it's a 5-ton system, probably a little oversized for the house, but not grossly oversized. And in Florida, it's kind of a hit or miss. I mean, you have a choice, a 4-ton or a 5-ton. There's no in between.
Right.
So they went with 5-ton, and it's doing what it's supposed to. It's cooling well and heating well. Only thing I can tell you is at this stage of the game with equipment like water heater, air conditioning, things like that, these are things that are coming up towards the last quarter of their expectancy as far as life expectancy goes. So I budget for that,
Right,
just to be
right.
prepared.
Yeah.
But they're working and things are as they should be. Do you have any questions so far?
I don't. I think you covered everything I was concerned about. I mean, the major things, and we were, knew that they were probably coming up towards the latter part of their life cycle. So that was
I'm glad. I'm glad that you had thought ahead with that. A lot of people don't think ahead with that, and it's important to do the budgeting thing. But the interesting thing is, no matter what an inspector tells you, what someone tells you, I've been in houses where things were gone after 5 years. And I've been in houses from 78 where the water heater's still from 78.
Right.
So it's hard to tell. But you don't want someone to get burned when they move in.
Right.
So you go by like an average.
Yeah.
So how much weight does it carry? I don't really know. It's just an average. 10 years from now, you might call us for your second housewarming party and it's still kicking. I don't know. Hopefully that's the case. I think it's a good house. I don't really have anything negative. The list that I have is more of a punch list, like one of these things where you got someone going around looking at every little thing they could find, so you know we saw it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Perfect.
it.
Thank
Sounds
you.
great. I'll definitely be in contact with you for the extra $75 for the insurance.
It made a huge difference for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think